Hi, I'm Hannah. This is Piles of Books, and today I'm going to be talking about where I've been and where I am headed with this channel. All right, so long story short, I had twins in February, about 2.5 months ago, and they're doing really, really well. The catch is, I did not know I was having twins till about 6 weeks before they were born. So that's a whole story. It was quite a wild ride. But last summer, after I got pregnant, well, in the spring, I shared a little bit on my channel that I had had a complicated loss in December of 22. And at that point, we had decided, we were advised by a couple of doctors not to have any more, and we thought we probably just wouldn't have any more. But last spring, about this time, God really started laying it on my heart to have another baby. And so we got pregnant, and then I didn't feel good. And I should have known way earlier on that something was different. Well, I knew that something was different. I just didn't know what it was. And I thought, maybe it just, because it had been a while since I had had a baby. I was like 3 years older than I was the last time I had a baby. So maybe, and after my loss, I spent over a year and lots of money to work on my health. And so I had been feeling really good, and then I got pregnant and immediately was feeling really bad. So anyway, basically all last fall and winter, I didn't really do much reading. I was definitely in a reading slump, but a lot of it was because I would sit down to read and I would fall asleep, or my brain would just kind of like time out. I didn't feel good, and so I had no desire to make videos or anything. But with all that being said, they're here. Everyone is doing well. My 4 big kids are a huge help. I could not do it without them. My husband is a huge help. I could not do it without him. And I've been reading more. So I want to talk about those books. Today, I am going to just talk about the 3 that I'm reading, and then I'm listening to 2 books. And I have a couple books that I would like to get to here in May. So with that being said, I don't intend to make like TBR videos or even necessarily monthly wrap-up videos. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. I'll probably only make, my goal is to make just 1 video a week. I think I'll probably like film it on Fridays, what I read or my kids read or we read for school, all of that for the previous week, and then have that uploaded for Monday morning. That's my plan. But I'm going to give myself grace because I have 2.5-month-old twins and I'm pretty busy. So anyway, I guess, yeah, I'll just jump into the books. So the first one, I have 3 that I'm reading right now, and I wanted to have them done by the end of April. Today is the last day of April, and I'm only about halfway through each one of them. So I do hope to have them finished through the weekend and be able to start fresh on Monday. That's just the way my brain works, but I can't guarantee that that's going to happen. The first one is Mama Bear Apologetics. This is by Hillary Morgan Ferrer, I believe. She's the general editor. This is written by several women, and this is just a book about talking to your kids about different concepts. There's like, I'm trying to find the beginning of a chapter to find some ideas. So linguistic theft, I thought was a really good chapter. Self-helpism, what else is there? Naturalism, just different things that are going on in society today. Skepticism. She talks about the importance of like being really open with our kids, and yes, protecting them and sheltering them to an extent, but also being willing to have the hard conversations with them now while they're in our homes before they leave our homes. So yeah, this has been good. It's not like my favorite book of the year or anything, but I picked this up at the thrift store, and I will probably keep it. It's probably something that I will reference to in later years when my kids are a little bit older, but it's already given me some ideas to have conversations with my kids right now at the ages where they are. I'm going to try to get through this quickly because one of the babies is waking up. They're both sitting here with me. The next one I'm reading is Theological Retrieval for Evangelicals by Gavin Ortland. Why We Need Our Past to Have a Future is the subtitle. I bought this last spring, and I think I even talked about it here in a video. I had started reading it, but my brain, I could not wrap my mind around it. I should have known because his videos, he has a YouTube channel. It used to be Truth Unites, but I think it's just Gavin Ortland now, his name. Anyway, his videos are very meaty, so I should have known that his book would be very meaty. So I put it down. I just couldn't read it. But I picked it up a couple of weeks ago, and I've been having an easier time getting through it. So I will not claim to understand everything that he's talking about, but it has been good and has given me a lot to think about. So this really is about, he kind of just takes different topics, not arguments, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a few different things, I guess, and just kind of goes over how the reformers, Martin Luther, John Calvin, all of those men, how they fit in with the church fathers and church history with their beliefs. Basically that those men, the beliefs that they had that started the Reformation, the other one's waking up. They weren't original to them. The church fathers had also discussed them. So this one doesn't like to sleep on her own. The other one does better by herself. But anyway, the third book that I'm reading is Ride the River. This is the 5th Sackett's book by Louis L'Amour. This is about a woman, Echo Sackett, so it makes it a little unique to at least the previous 4 that I've read, being about a girl. Anyway, this is like, I read this at night before I go to bed. The chapters are short, so I'm flying through it pretty quickly, and I am enjoying the story. Again, I know I have said it in other videos where I've talked about Louis L'Amour books. I'm surprised that I like these as much as I do, just because I'm not really a Western fan. Now they're both awake. But yes, I am enjoying this one, and I will share more thoughts about it once I finish it. Okay. So the 2 books that I'm listening to, the first one I'm listening to just on my own. I've been trying to go for walks in the evenings, or I've been doing it. And I've been listening to Emma by Jane Austen, so I don't feel like I need to talk about this one too much. I think most people know the plot line. I've never read this one, and last year I had set a goal for myself to read all of Jane Austen's novels, and it did not happen. So this year I'm going to try to listen to all of them. Or at least the ones that I haven't read. And Emma was the first one I picked. So I have been enjoying that as I go for walks in the evenings. It's been, it's been a fun one to listen to. And the other one I'm actually listening to with my kids. Instead of doing a read aloud with them right now, we have been listening to the Wing Feather Saga. We are currently on book 4, and we're like, I want to say we're about a third of the way through, around chapter 20-ish, 22 or something. All these books are so good, and I don't feel like I can share really very much because it's the 4th book in a series, so there would be tons of spoilers. I will probably make a video about them just for my fellow homeschoolers once we finish them. But yeah, anyway, I have enjoyed them. My kids have enjoyed them. Everybody loves these books, and I'm so glad that we gave them a go. Okay, my big girls, who are 5 and 7, are feeding the babies bottles so that I can finish this video really quickly. Even though I'm not planning to make like TBR videos, I do sort of think ahead to what I want to be reading next, and I have 2 nonfiction books and then 2 fiction books, although this one might be a true story. I'm not totally sure, but anyway, I will share them really quickly, and if I don't get to these like in May or whatever, I'm totally okay with that. But these are gonna be what I put on my nightstand, and with the intention of getting to. So the first one is The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot. I read Silas Marner by her a couple of years ago and really enjoyed it, and I haven't read anything else, although I own this one and two others, including Middlemarch, but this is the shortest of the three that I own. So I picked this one. I've heard good things about it, but I've also heard that it can be kind of a frustrating story. So I guess we'll see about that. The next one is A Year in Provence by Peter Mayle. And if this is a true story, if you know it's a true story, please let me know. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to read it anyway. But I like how this is set up. There's 12 chapters, one for each month of the year. And I read like the first 10 pages the other night. And I think it's going to be just kind of a fun, easy read. And then for the two nonfiction books that I have Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton. This is a pretty thin book, but I expect it to be sort of meaty. So even though it's thin, it might take me a while to get through. And then the other one is Gut, the Inside Story of Our Body's Most Underrated Organ, by Julia Enders. Like I said, I was really working on my health last year before I got pregnant, and I bought this book, I don't know, in the fall, I think, and then I never got around to reading it, so I'm trying to go back through. These are my natural health books here. This is double stacked. There's some behind those, and I have quite a few that I want to get to in the next few months. So this is the first one I'm going to attempt to tackle. Okay, so that is everything. The books I am currently reading and listening to, and then the books that I hope to get to soon. So like I said, I'm not intending to make like TBR videos. I'm just going to read what I want to read. I am looking forward to getting back into watching videos again and getting ideas from other people. One of these days I might do like a shelf tour or something, and you can give me your opinions on what I should read next. I think that would be kind of fun because I do have such a variety of books, it's hard for me to know exactly what I should pick up next. Again, thanks for being here, and we will see you in the next video.